As to freezing areas. A polar vortex brings ice-cold temperatures and snow across various parts of Middle America, even up into the eastern part of our country. From Minneapolis all the way down to Dallas, tens of millions of Americans right now bundled up, navigating slick roads. That's if they even choose to leave their houses. So let's take you over to CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca. He's in Dallas, Texas, one of the cities affected by this winter weather. My goodness, hope you are staying warm, my friend, but I have a feeling even with that very thick coat, you are still having teeth chattering in Texas.
It is cold here, Reed, and let me give you a little idea of how cold it is. It is warmer in Reykjavik, Iceland, and Anchorage, Alaska than it is here in Dallas. We're at roughly 19 degrees. The feel-like temperature is 2 degrees here. Now, this obvious cold snap came down from the north, and we want to show you the roads just are not great in some places, from Wyoming all the way down to Oklahoma. They had some heavy snowfall, but not only that, that comes with wind. And for all those 18-wheelers that are high profile traveling on that road, that can be very difficult to try to navigate. Of course, each state has their different mitigation to try to keep the roads safe. That varies per state. But here in Texas, you can see this is one of the busy highways. We call it here the High Five. Things are moving along okay. No major accidents, not a lot of accumulation on the road. That's the good news.
All right, you say the system came from the north. It reminds me of that song from the movie Blame Canada. Also wanting some barbecue as well, Omar. So I want to ask you about Texas's energy grid, because we've seen governors in neighboring states tell people get to a warming center if your electricity goes out. That literally can save lives.
Absolutely. Now here, we've been keeping an eye on the grid, and everything looks like it's running just fine. What there's a little bit of an eye on right now is how much that energy is going to cost. Texas is not federally regulated when it comes to energy here, so it's a little bit of the Wild West. If the demand is high, then the price is going to be high. When it gets cold like this, people do go to work, and hopefully they raise the thermostat at home to kind of save a little bit of money, because trying to keep it super, super warm can make a super, super high electric bill or gas bill later on in the month.
All right, so tell your neighbors in Louisiana to send the gumbo down that freeway, maybe get some good barbecue. It's hush puppies, you get inside. Omar Villafranca, CBS News correspondent. Always great to talk to you, my friend. Okay, Jess, now I'm cold and hungry.
I know. I'm thinking of those power bills. I didn't even think about that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, right.
How does this impact Americans widespread throughout the states? Well, you know, there's school canceled, there's work that's probably going to be done from home today, but those electric bills are going to be wild, especially looking at yesterday, negative 64 degrees. That was the feels like temperature for the overnight low up in Minnesota, actually Montana. And so you take a look at these numbers and you realize this is not normal for this time of year. This cold surge is sweeping south, and I'm going to show you that right now on the map.
February.
And it's only February. All right, here's what's happening for us. I want to pull up the map and show you our feels like temperatures for us as we head into this afternoon. Negative 40 all the way up into North Dakota. How do you guys do that, by the way? All the way down into Dallas we go, 14 degrees as we head into this afternoon. This cold surge sweeps from the Dakotas all the way down south to the border of Mexico as we're gearing up for this polar vortex to last another day throughout all these states. And at the exact same time, we're also seeing this winter storm sweep throughout the south, impacting cities like New Orleans just earlier, last night actually, and early this morning, where we saw heavy amounts of rain there. Now it's sweeping over into the Florida Panhandle, pushing offshore into the evening hours tonight. It'll kind of cusp just along that coastline all the way up into New York, but we are dealing with those brutal and cool temperatures over there too. Here's what's happening for us. Our daytime highs today are about 30 degrees below where they should be for this time of year in cities like St. Louis, all the way over into areas like Bismarck. Now it's even more extreme for some of us over into Oklahoma City, 40 degrees below our normal daytime high as we head into this afternoon. So we're all experiencing this together. Millions of Americans not only dealt with extreme chilly temperatures, but that winter storm that impacted areas like Tennessee all the way up into Kentucky with extreme flooding. And we're getting that batch number 2 today. Now we head all the way down into Miami. We're actually above average there. One of the only places you're going to see that as we head into this afternoon for our daytime highs. And we could potentially break some records for our cold highs today in areas like Wichita, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, and all the way over into Oklahoma City too, which now makes sense when you see that it is 40 degrees, if not more, below where we should be. Now, let's talk about how long this is going to last, because we take a look at the next 6 to 10 days, and there are some changes in the forecast for us. We're right back to where we should be along the East Coast. We'll be above normal anywhere from the border all the way up into the other border, anywhere from the Dakotas down into Texas. And Miami will actually cool down just a little bit more right around the corner. This is issued by the Climate Prediction Center. I'll have more on that in a bit, but for now, over to you, Reed.